K'Sante is currently Riot's biggest mistake. But why is that? In this video, we are going to look at K'Sante's second rework, why he is getting reworked again, and what the literal best K'Sante player in EU West thinks should be done about the character. On November 2nd, 2022, the League of Legends community and the competitive scene was hit by the biggest catastrophe that could only be rivaled by the likes of Yumi release. A new top lane tank champion, K'Sante, was released. K'Sante has been a pain in the ass for the competitive scene and solo queue.
The all-out comes on through as Zeus was taking the turret.
What is that champ? How does he do more damage than me?
He has been a big Orban in esports in multiple events. He was the most picked top laner in Worlds 2023, and he was the most picked champion out of every single champion in League of Legends in MSI 2024, with an 80% presence. And by the way, in Worlds 2023, he still had his original kit, and in MSI 2024, like, he was already reworked. So in two separate occasions, he was the most picked champion with a completely different kit. Very nice. And the reason why he's a pain in the ass for solo queue? Well, it's not because he's like giga broken, unwinnable champion or anything like that. No, it's because in Platinum and everything under, K'Sante has never hit 50% win rate. Never. Like, this is actually a complete surprise to me. I was researching for this video and I just happened to stumble on this, but yeah, K'Sante has never had a above 50% win rate in lower ranks. This is most likely due to lower ranks not being able to utilize his ult correctly and throwing the game by ulting somebody fed and dying because of the reduced HP the ult gives. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw K'Sante for the first time, I knew he wasn't gonna be the easiest champion to balance. Like, I'm talking about 200 plus years of Philios balancing issues. I mean, just look at him from an outside perspective, not even like mentioning stats or anything. K'Sante is a tank that scales off of resistances, has a Yasuo-like kit with 15 dashes, damage reduction, lifesteal, can kidnap your ADC to Narnia and assassinate them. Like K'Sante is basically Akshan with the same kit overloadness. That's a word now, okay? Don't worry about it. He is a tank and an assassin. That's way worse than Akshan. Also, side note, my office is no longer Asmongold's basement. So guys, can we please get a subscribe for me cleaning my office? Thank you. And now I want to talk about the reason why I decided to make this video in the first place. K'Sante is getting reworked again. Yes, this is a champion that came out less than 2 years ago and now he has already gotten reworked twice. Like, bro, K'Sante is legit just Rise on fucking steroids. So what's going on? Why is K'Sante turbo smurfing in all esports events, being completely useless in lower elos and getting reworked the same number of times I've uploaded on the main channel the past year? Well, let me explain. K'Sante as a top laner is extremely volatile for a tank, mainly because his ultimate removes all of his resistances for some AD and lifesteal. From the very first patch, it has been extremely annoying to play against him. And while I was playing K'Sante for some footage for this video, I gotta tell you, he is probably the most fun top laner to play. Like, the dashes, the 1v3s, stealing their carry and one-shotting them, from just the playing experience point of view, he is probably the best designed top laner. So Riot gets a thumbs up for that. But playing against him, not as fun.
이게 그 상태다. 체력 4700, 방어력 329, 마저 201인 챔피언이 저지불가 실드, 병 넘기는 거 있고요. 에어본 있고, 심지어 쿨타임은 1초밖에 안 되고, 마나는 15 들고, W는 심지어 변신하면 쿨 초기화에다가 패시브는 고정 피해가 들어가며, 그 다음에 방마저로 올리면 올릴수록 스킬 가속이 생기고, Q에 스킬 가속이 생기고, 스킬 속도가 빨라지고, 그 다음에 공격력 개수가 있어가지고, W가
So K'Sante, even from the start, has been hell for the developers. It was mega broken for higher elos and completely shit for lower elos. So in patch 13.20, Riot decided to completely rework him. Imagine how big of an oopsie that is. They had to rework a new champion 1 year into its release. I don't think that has ever happened before. They completely reworked his Q, W, and ultimate. And yeah, bro, I ain't reading all that. I think that's one big issue Riot currently has with their champion releases. They make such overloaded kits, not like complex kits, mind you, just overloaded that they have to completely rework some aspects about the champion, like not even full year after their release, because they can't balance them. Like, they just can't. There's too much. Like Smolder, for example. He's been tuned and slightly changed multiple times now, and he came out this year as well. Like, look at this. New effect, removed, new effect, and so on. Just 2 patches into the release. And now, K'Sante is getting reworked again. K'Sante means waking up to an entirely new fucking champion every 6 months. I'm going to kill myself. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go through this quickly, but some of the more notable changes to K'Sante are that its passive no longer gives bonus range, passive damage is increased, ult no longer converts passive damage to true damage or increased damage, Q-80 ratio removed, Q cast time now scales down with resist instead of health, so now you're more likely not gonna go Heartsteel, I guess. RQ CDR, bro, Moonstone, like imagine showing this to a fucking non-league player. RQ CDR. Ultimate also now slows, W80 and resist ratio removed, RW now deals 10% to 100% bonus true damage based on charge time, that's cool. E allied dash speed no longer scales with movement speed. Why the fuck did it scale off of movement speed? Hello? E dash range is no longer increased by R duration. RE no longer dashes terrain unless to ally. That is a huge nerf. R damage changed from magic to physical damage. I'm pretty sure that has been done like 3 times already, by the way. R no longer grants AD. R now grants 60% bonus armor pen. Only bonus armor. R attack speed increased from 25% to 45% to now 40%. To 80%. R only map increased from 15 to 25 to just flat 25. What? Yeah, these changes for sure will not make any future problems. But as you can see by the amount of text on your screen, this is in fact a completely new rework for K'Sante. K'Sante has more reworks than some champions' total skins. Bro, this is so funny because he's completely right. But now, there must be a good reason why K'Sante is getting reworked this much, right? Well, technically yes, but I wouldn't call it a good reason. The reason why K'Sante is getting reworked like fucking Rice back in the day is because his kit has too many things in it. It has way too many things to balance out, and for casual play and pro play, you have to nerf and buff different things, but when there are so many variables in that kit, the champion gets split in 2. You either make it for casual play or you make it for pro play. But now, is there a way to fix K'Sante? Like, what is the best approach to even look at this issue? Well, because I'm not a K'Sante main, and I do lack the knowledge to even unwrap this whole thing in my tiny little brain, I asked the next best guy for some opinions. Shorty, the rank 1 K'Sante in EU West. I don't like him getting reworked this often. I mean, have you seen the next rework? It's insane. Yes, I have seen it. I've been talking about it. To be honest, the best solution is to just accept he's like a seer, pro-skewed, and is not casual. Even if it doesn't sell well, it's the only thing I can think of to fix him getting perma reworked. His skill expression is nowhere near where it used to be and keeps going down. His new W not being able to direction is wild. Make the champion more boring, less rewarding for your time. In general, some changes are good because his main issue he's too mobile, I would say. His E not going for walls in R is good change, so is dash speed. Do you have any better ideas how to fix him, at least from a high-elo player standpoint? I would keep the W the same as it is now. No reason to semi-revert it like in this rework and make it mega one-shot nuke clunky mess. The Q in the new version has super earlier spikes, 0-100 instead of 0-250 plus HP, which can be good if they want him to be an early mid-focused as opposed to late game, which I'm not against, but it will favor pro play over solo queue. His new E is good, less mobility but still good in R. And his passive, which is the big problem, is being fixed in a way I don't like. Taking his auto attack range from passive seems pointless, but the change from max HP true damage to max HP physical is good in my opinion. His ult is fine in the new version. TLDR, keep the W the same or avoid making it super damaging spell / sluggish with the casting, cut down his E mobility as they did now, Q change if they want to swap early for late and vice versa, ult change good, no complaints, passive gets the passive range back but Passive gets the passive range back, but loses the max HP true damage in ult for physical, so building armor is good against him. As a last note, his early game being buffed is a bit odd, considering it only benefits pro play more, and a lot less casual. I always like him being good in late and weaker in lane, even if he's still strong if played correctly, so it will cause a lot of problems, I'm sure. They already hotfixed him in BBE, with how they handle his early game, if that's the objective. Also, golden age for Dumbs uploading this much in the past 6 months. Shut up, man. Shut up, okay? There you have it, guys. In the rank 1 K'Sante Smite, the rework has some good, but also bad changes. And going back to Shorty's previous point where he said K'Sante sadly needs to be pro skewed and not really viable in solo queue like Azir, I kinda have to agree. K'Sante brings out a fundamentally broken fact about some of the new League characters. Sometimes the devs just get too many cool ideas and they try to put them all into one character. Is K'Sante cool as fuck and fun as hell to play? Yes. Yes, he is. It feels like you're the main character while playing a tank, but the fact is, the character is way too overloaded to be able to balance out both for pro play and casual play. Sure, Riot can keep releasing champions like that, but if they keep doing this over and over again, it might be that they need to be reworking 5 different new monstrosities at the same time. Like, just imagine if Riot released Akshan, K'Sante, Aphelios, Smolder and Azir back to back. The Riot HQ would probably turn into a mental asylum.